Hey guys, welcome back to another one of my videos. Today we're going to discuss a little bit about muscle soreness and whether or not you should be chasing muscle soreness in your workouts or whether or not that's really not necessary whatsoever. Before we get into that, real quick, I just wanted to ask you guys to please subscribe to me on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube already, the subscribe button is below. Please give me a subscribe. If you're watching this on IGTV, go on over to YouTube, subscribe to my channel there. I've got a lot of videos that I'm putting out there that I might not put out on IGTV just because of the time limit that is associated with IGTV. It only lets me upload 10 minutes on IGTV. Sometimes my videos take 15 or 20 minutes. So I'll put them up on YouTube. And I hate having to do the whole cutscene 7 minutes in on IGTV where I tell you to click on a link because that probably gets really annoying for you guys. Fair warning, this is probably going to be one of those videos, but nevertheless, subscribe to me there on YouTube and you'll get everything that I have to offer, and I'd love to have you. All right, you guys, so imagine with me for a second, you go to the gym, you have an awesome workout. Let's say it's a leg day. You're doing squats, you're doing deadlifts, you're doing leg extensions, you're doing calf raises, you're doing all the great exercises that you know are going to lead to bigger, stronger legs and a great workout. You go home, you kill the post-workout nutrition, you do the dinner with the protein and all of the carbohydrates because you know you got to refuel for the next day, right? Because it's chest day. And you go ahead, you get your 7 to 9 hours of sleep, you're hydrating, everything is perfect. You wake up in the morning and you're not sore. And you think to yourself, holy crap, my workout must have sucked. I guess I'm not growing. I wasted all my time in the gym. All those things go through your head, right? And you think to yourself, I need to be sore. I had a great workout, or at least I thought I had a great workout, and yet here I am, no soreness. I can walk to the bathroom. I can sit on the toilet, no problem, right? And so if that's sort of your thinking, you're not alone because a lot of people these days feel like if you're having a good workout, that means you're going to have to be sore. And if you're not getting sore, that means you didn't have a good workout. And unfortunately, that's kind of just the wrong way to think about these things. And in reality, chasing muscle soreness is kind of a fool's errand. And I'm going to explain to you guys why, but first I want to explain to you why you get sore in the first place. Okay, so there's a few different reasons and potential explanations as to why we get sore. The first is going to be that classic explanation that muscle soreness is a result of muscle damage. So we have actin and myosin filaments within the muscle. Those form a cross bridge when you contract your muscle. And so as they form that cross bridge and you're contracting the muscle, they pull together, the myosin pulls on the actin. That allows the muscle to contract or shorten. On the way back down, those actin myosin bridges sort of uncouple from one another. The muscle then lengthens, and you go back to the starting position. Okay, so during the eccentric portion, the part where I said where there's an uncoupling of those two muscle filaments, sometimes what happens is those filaments, rather than uncoupling naturally, kind of get torn apart. And that creates a little bit of muscle damage, at least structurally within those muscle filaments. And that is partly the reason or one of the reasons that people will give for muscle soreness occurring. And so, yes, there is a lot of research out there that shows that there is structural damage that occurs as a result of resistance training. But the interesting thing is that that structural damage actually stays around a lot longer than the muscle soreness stays around. So if that structural damage is what is actually causing the muscle soreness, then it doesn't make a lot of sense as to why the structural damage is still there even when the pain goes away. So I would say that muscle damage is probably part of the reason as to why you get sore from a workout, but it may not be the whole reason. Or another potential explanation as to why we get sore from working out would be some form of neural inhibition or neural tone that might occur as a result of exercise. And so when you go to the gym, you work out, and let's say you work out a little bit harder than you're used to working out, your nervous system might sort of protect itself or protect you by increasing nervous system tone and sensitivity, which then increases the amount of pain that you feel. You might even get some neural inflammation near the nerve root that's attached to the muscles that have been worked. And that sends a signal of pain up to your brain, and that kind of inhibits you or might hopefully prevent you from going to the gym and working out hard again in the few days that follow. I think that if you combine both of those reasons, you're probably getting a lot closer to the truth. There probably is some neural stuff going on, and there probably is some muscle damage stuff going on that's creating this soreness in the muscle or this pain in the muscle. But regardless of what's causing it, the reason that you might get sore more from a workout versus another workout would be a few different things. One of those is going to be that you perform more eccentric exercise during that training bout than you have in the past. So I mentioned the uncoupling effect of the muscle filaments that happens during the eccentric portion of the exercise. If that tearing occurs, that might cause more muscle damage, which might cause more pain. If you're doing a lot of eccentric loading, if you're doing a lot of slow tempo eccentric work, you're probably going to get a little bit more sore the first time you do it, as opposed to maybe the second, third, or fourth time. Because as you get used to it, you're probably going to adapt and you're not going to get quite as sore from it. And that kind of goes hand in hand with the next reason that you might get sore, and that is just exposing yourself to a stimulus or a workout that is a lot more intense or a lot higher in volume than you are used to in your training. And so if you go to the gym and you hit up a crazy workout that you got off the internet, that is like 50 sets of whatever, chances are you're going to get pretty sore from that. One other thing that might cause a little bit more muscle damage is just exposing your muscles to a lot of fatigue. So even if you maybe didn't do more volume than you're used to, but you took all of your sets to a higher level of fatigue, so you're closer to your repetition max, closer to failure, you might get more sore from that workout just because the muscles have had to work that much harder and dig that much deeper, and your nervous system has to dig that much deeper in order to get the work done. So now that I've explained all of the nerdy stuff and you're done with that, let me explain to you why soreness isn't necessarily a good indication that you've gotten a great workout. You can have a really awesome workout like I explained earlier, an awesome workout where you did everything right. You stuck to the RPEs, you got close to failure on a couple of sets, you felt the big pump in your muscles, and you did everything right afterwards as far as nutrition, and then you just don't get sore. That's actually a good thing. You should be happy that you didn't get sore, because in your brain, think to yourself logically whether or not you actually had a good workout. Now, did you go in there and just sort of half-ass it and just go through the motions? No, probably not. You probably did have a really good, intense workout where you got a lot of work done, and you just didn't get sore. And that just basically means that your body's kicking butt as far as recovery is concerned. It's not getting broken down to the same degree. It's not getting that same level of inflammation that you would get if you were to get really sore. And so what that actually does for you is allow you to then work out again more quickly or more frequently, which then allows you to accumulate more volume, which then allows you to grow more muscle and get stronger in the long run. And so if you're the kind of person that likes to chase muscle soreness in your training program, there are two reasons why that's probably not a good idea. Number one is you might end up training at a level that is beyond what your experience level is at the moment. And so what might happen is you do an exercise, or you do a training, you go to the gym and you do some training and you get sore from that training bout. The next time you do the same amount of work, you don't get sore though. So then the next time you come, you increase the amount of work you do. And you just keep doing this over and over and over until you sort of just can't recover from that exercise anymore. Or point number two, you end up overtraining a lot faster, which leads to perhaps injury or leads to some time off from the gym because you're so exhausted or what have you. And that actually is going to not do you any favors in the long run. You're going to end up getting less out of your workouts as opposed to if you would have just stuck to the plan and did the work that was on the paper. And despite the fact that you weren't getting sore, you were still progressing, still building muscle, and you were avoiding those layoffs from the gym due to overtraining or injury. So, if you're somebody who relies a lot on muscle soreness as an indicator of training effectiveness, I want you to do two things. Number one, don't freak out if you don't get sore from a training bout, because it really isn't the best indicator of whether or not that training bout was effective or whether or not that training bout is going to elicit results or the results that you want. Number two is look over your training with an objective eye, or have somebody else look over your training with an objective eye to be a better gauge as to whether or not you're doing enough in your training to elicit the response that you want. If you're doing, say, 12 to 24 sets of exercise per session, and you're getting relatively close to failure on each set, say RPE 7 and above, but maybe not going to failure on every set, and you've got the compound lifts like the squat and the press and the hinge like a deadlift and all those kinds of things, chances are the workout that you're doing is going to be effective. So don't freak out when you don't get sore. It's actually a good thing. You're going to be able to train more often. You're going to be able to sustain the work output that you are putting out right now for a longer period of time, as opposed to if you're continually trying to get sore from a workout and just like busting your ass in the gym to the point that you can't recover. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you're not already subscribed to me on YouTube, do me a big favor. Go there, subscribe to me, leave a comment, leave some likes on my videos. That'll let me know what kind of stuff you guys want to see more of and what kind of stuff you guys thought was pretty much pure trash. Hopefully it's more of the former rather than the latter. But at any rate, thanks so much for watching again, and I'll catch you guys next time.